I'm going to say a sentence, Mark, and it's hard to believe, but Nelly Korda, she's looking for her 7th win in her last 8 starts. Just saying that out loud is wild to me. If she does win this week, just try to put it into perspective, how remarkable that accomplishment would be.
So it's funny, on the drive out yesterday, Mrs. Golf Talk Canada asked me from a historical perspective where Nelly Korda is on all-time ladies game, etc. And we had a discussion, and then we looked into who are the all-time greatest winners in LPGA Tour history. And in that top 10, if you take a deep look, with the exception of, there's Jeff McDonald, giving Jeff McDonald.
Wow, there he is. There he is. Is Tiger playing this week?
Tiger must be playing this week.
Oh, Tiger's not playing.
If
Tiger hat on, though. Wow.
He does have the Tiger hat on. If you look at that list, and you look at Annika Sorenstam and Nancy Lopez, the rest of the modern names in that top 10 are players like Lydia Ko. Like, they're still very active, very young, etc. Most of that top 10 list is filled with players that were born 1910, 1920, 19. It's ridiculous. It doesn't look anything like the PGA Tour with Woods and Nicklaus and obviously Sam Snead up there, etc. And I'm not saying there's not other generations represented. What Nelly's doing, I think, right now this year against these players, with the game getting so younger, the game way more global than it was ever before, right? The game, it's hard to put into words how dominant this actually is. We're all gushing over Scottie Scheffler, and we should be gushing over Scottie Scheffler. And no one dislikes Live Golf more than me, just as a product. I'm not even getting on the wheels. I just don't like cartoons that when I look at it, I'm going to have a stroke. It's horrible stuff, right? The men's game is fractured. Like Scottie Scheffler, he is the #1 player in the world, and he is amazing. And I don't want to not give him his flowers, but he doesn't play every week against Bryson DeChambeau. He doesn't play every week against Brooks Koepka. I'm not going to make Joaquin Niemann, John Rahm. I'm trying to find the 5 or 6 guys that might get involved off that tour on this tour.
Yes.
You know, a lot of the big names, unfortunately, due to age and lack of interest, are just not part of the mix anymore. Mickelson, Dustin Johnson, etc., in my opinion, are like well on the back nine and just have not done with those other previous names. Nelly Korda is playing against the best in the world every week on the #1 tour, no fracture, global game, younger game. It's shocking. Dozen wins? She going to make a dozen wins this year? How many wins is she going to? We're not halfway through, Adam.
We're not halfway through.
For LPGA.
We're in late May.
LPGA's got a long runway in front of them.
Lots of majors. And if she does win this week, it would be her 2nd major of the season, too. Is the over-under 10.5?
Okay, I was just going to ask you. I was just going to go 10.5.
Yeah.
You take over.
You got to take the over.
I am, too.
And
I know we overreact in this business, so the last thing we saw was the greatest thing we've ever seen. I get that.
Right.
But when you consider how gifted she is, where we are in the schedule, the huge events they have coming, I mean, I'm going over 10.5 with Nelly Korda.
It's hard not to. And in 9 career starts at the U.S. Women's Open, she has 2 top 10. So something just to take note of, because the pressure will be at an all-time high. Someone who also has played well at the U.S. Women's Open is Brooke Henderson. 3 career top 10s and 11 starts. She does have 5 top 10s already this season. How incredible would it be to see a Brooke-Nelly duel down the stretch?
Be awesome. From an LPGA standpoint, too, you want to talk about your biggest championship, your 2 most marketable faces in terms of just North American TV audience, just kind of gravitating to that. Of course, we have it on TSN. It's a big golf week on TSN.
Is it ever?
Yeah, we got everything going on. And this is golf week on TSN.
Yeah, I love it.
I don't know. That'd be awesome. It's funny. I don't know necessarily about this particular year, but historically speaking, over Brooke's career, this should be an amazing week for Brooke Henderson, because it's not a putting contest, right? This is one of the weeks on the LPGA Tour schedule where you could potentially out-ball strike your competition, which over her career has been a good thing for Brooke Henderson, right?
Absolutely, it has been, and Brooke's had a really good start to the year.